I believe it's time for part 2. So, when I fall back asleep after part 1, part 2 starts off with me in a cave. I'm in this huge opening of this cave. I'm with nobody, I'm alone. So I walk into the cave, kind of looking around, just honestly, it just looks like some normal, dark cave. And then Eddie from Rocky Horror Picture Show was in it, because during that night was my first time actually watching it. But instead of Meatloaf being Eddie, it was Jack Black. I'm like, yeah, that's a good substitution. I thoroughly enjoy Jack Black. Not a lot of people do for some reason, but I really like Jack Black. But anyways, he had a really small part, but in part 3, his part's a lot bigger. But he honestly just kind of like walked by, and he's all like, oh, I'm Jack Black. So I'm going through the cave. I'm going through a bunch of tunnels and things like that. Nothing too vivid in my mind. Just going through tunnels. After I go through like the small tunnel, I get into a big room, and this guy's like, "Hey, follow me." He jumps down and runs like in that direction. So I'm like, okay. So I look, and I see a bunch of these like little holes and like these little wooden things. It looks like this huge contraption. So I'm like, what the hell? So I grab a rock next to me and I throw it down, and these spikes just kind of whoosh, shoot up. So I'm like, okay, this is not good. I got to do something here. And I look to my right, and it's just a completely empty drop-off where I can completely skip the trap. But I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do this. So I pick up as many rocks as I can, start throwing them at these spikes. So I'm like, okay, all the traps are done, so whoever's following us can follow us with ease. And then I just jump down. I don't know what the point of that was, but I don't know, it just happened. So I get into this, it's kind of like a room that's set up in the cave. Like, you know, you're in the cave, and then there's just kind of like this room. So I'm like, okay, what the hell's going on? Suddenly, this huge, like, battalion of medieval knights and soldiers with swords and shields and chainmail and armor and iron stuff. They pop up, and they're like, you ready to battle? I'm like, I don't have a weapon, and they toss me a sword. So I'm like, okay, what am I going to do with this? I look down, and coming from the other side of the cave was just this huge battalion. So I'm like, okay, I did not expect this to happen. So we're in this huge battle. They finally charge at us, and we're in this battle. I'm fighting people, deflecting people's weapons with my weapons. The stabbing was so realistic. I just felt the impact, the blood spew on my clothes, the pulling out, the screams. It was intense. I was like legitimately in a battle. Like, this guy went up to me, he tried slicing me, I dodged, I grabbed his arm, moved it, and I stabbed him in the gut, pulled it out, and, like, elbowed him in the temple to knock him down. And then these 3 guys approach me. One has a spear, one has a sword, and one has a sword and shield. And I just have a sword. I have no shield, I have no armor. I'm wearing clothes. Not particularly this, but I'm wearing clothes. So I'm like, okay. Spear guy goes for me like this. I dodge, and I swipe the spear away with my sword. Now I'm open. The guy with the sword and shield hits me with the shield and just does a diagonal slash. I manage to dodge with my clothes being cut. So I'm like, okay, I gotta really, get on this. The guy with the normal sword comes down, I block it with my sword, kick him back. Okay? Yes, I know I'm being very active, but I mean, it's the only way to really show what happened in the dream. You're not in my mind. If you are, you better get out, because you're not welcome. This is my mind, it's what I do. So I'm like, okay, I gotta do this before more people start surrounding me, because I already got 3 people on me. And this is not good. This is not a good thing. So the spear guy goes in for another stab. I swoop it like this, and then I reach my arm, grab the lower part of the spear, the closest part to his body, lift it up, stab him in the gut, toss him to the ground. Shield guy comes in and thinks he can hold the shield and slash like this. Block it, cut his leg down, and then I slice back up. He's dead. And then normal sword guy goes in for just a standard plunge in the chest. I deflect it, and then I plunge him right in the chest, and just slice out. And he drops. There's blood on me. People are still fighting everywhere. So, we managed to win the fight. So, I leave with our group of people. It's like this battalion. We were kind of like Vikings, but it was more, I don't know, like medieval. I don't really know how to explain it. I guess you can say it was a mixture of Vikings and medieval knights. So, you know, we're all celebrating. Yeah, victory! Victory screech! We didn't really do a victory screech, but if we did, I think that'd be actually pretty cool. So, after celebrating the victory, as soon as the battle is over, everything fades to black. And then I wake up in real life. I wake up, I'm like, huh, I don't know, but these dreams just keep getting better. Like, these dreams are just so cool. So I start laying, tossing and turning, trying to get comfortable again. And then I drift off into yet another deep sleep. And this is the end of part 2. Now, part 3 was the game changer. Part 3 is what really blew my mind. It almost seemed too real to be a dream. It was insane. The whole dream of part 3, just the beginning, the very beginning was so real that that's what changed. Like this dream, this three-part dream almost changed like my entire life. It's insane. I know that's like a bit dramatic, but it. Anyways, look for part 3. Part 3 should be up because I'm going to be uploading them all at once. So go ahead and watch part 3. This is the end of part 2. So stay tuned.